Greetings, YouTube and fellow Traditionalist Catholics. I'm Sergio Becerra II, and today we're going to be doing something new that I'm going to be doing for the first time on my channel. I am finally going to be doing Bible study videos. So today will be my very first, and I will be doing more to come. So today we're going to be focusing on two verses in particular, which will be from the Gospels of Matthew and John. And today we're going to be doing the Gospel of St. Matthew, chapter 16, verses 18 through 19. And the second will be the Gospel of St. John, chapter 21, verses 15 through 17. All right, so let us begin. Let us grab our trusty Douay Rheims Catholic Bible. We will start from there. Let me just turn where I have it marked. See where I'm at. Make sure I'm on the right page. Here we go. Here we are. So let us read through these chapters first, and then move on to the next one, and then try to interpret these chapters for you as simple as I can for you. So let us begin. Gospel of St. Matthew, chapter 16, verses 18 through 19. And I say to thee, that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. And I will give to thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven. And whatsoever thou shalt bind upon earth, it shall be bound also in heaven, and whatever thou shalt loose on earth, it shall be loosed also in heaven. So, to all you Catholics here on this, Catholics here on YouTube, or probably will be looking at this channel too. So to make it clear, Jesus makes Peter as leader of his church, puts him in charge of his church, giving him the keys to the kingdom of heaven. So, as Catholics, we all know perfectly well that Jesus makes Peter the first pope. Because, again, I'll read right here again. And I say to thee, thou art Peter. Upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. So, Jesus is going to be making Peter in charge of his church. He wants him to build it. He wants him to lead it. So, right here, Jesus makes him the first pope. So, there are verses here in the New Testament that fully confirm the existence of the papacy and that Rome is the center of the Christian church, the Catholic Church in general. So now, we're going to move on to John. We're going to go to the Gospel of John, which is right here, chapters 15 through 17. So I'm going to read from chapter 21, verse 15 through 17. So here we go right now. When therefore they had denied Jesus, saith to Simon Peter, Simon, son of John, lovest thou me more than these? He saith to him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith to him, Feed my lambs. He saith to him again, Simon, son of John, invest thou me? He saith to him, Yea, Lord, Thou knowest that I love thee. He saith to him, Feed my lambs. He said to him the third time, Simon, son of John, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he had said to him the third time, Lovest thou me? And he said to him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. He said to him, Feed my sheep. Amen, amen. Amen, amen. I say to thee, when thou wast younger, thou didst gird thyself and didst walk where thou wouldest. But when thou shalt be old, thou shalt stretch forth thy hands, and another shall gird thee and lead thee whither thou wouldest not. Okay, actually, I just read verse 18 after passing 17. Okay. So in this chapter right here in the Gospel of John, so to make it perfectly clear, like I said in Matthew 16 verses 18 and 19, Jesus makes Peter the first pope, wants him to build and lead his church. So it's right here in John 21, verse 15 through 17. It's actually after the resurrection that Jesus would confirm Peter as pope. So this fully confirms the existence and the beginning of the papacy, making Saint Peter the first pope. So basically what Jesus wants him to do is to both lead and govern his flock. Peter is in charge of leading the flock, teaching them the ways of Jesus, making them the teacher and head of Christ's church. Peter is the first pope. Plain and simple, I would say. So we all know that every pope in history is known as the vicar of Christ, the successor of Peter, and the throne that every pope sits on is known as the chair of Peter. Because not just in the Gospels, but in history, if you're familiar with the history of the Roman Empire, um, Rome becomes the dominant place for where the church to start and to where to lead all of Christendom in Europe. So, as we all know in history, that Peter and his flock faced martyrdom under the Emperor Nero. Peter too is later crucified, but he doesn't want to die the same way as Christ did. So he ends up being crucified upside down. As for his flock that he led, also are also persecuted, and they are the first martyrs that suffered under Nero. But well, some of them were fed to the lions, and the other half crucified in the arena. Some of Peter's flock that were crucified as well. I mean, they were also set on fire as like torch lamps for the emperor's gardens, because history does prove that Jesus did live, and that Peter was put in charge of the church and to lead it. So this fully confirms right here in the gospel that the papacy did start and exist, which Jesus himself made Peter his first apostle, then made him a leader, which of course he'll be made the first pope, fully confirmed right after his resurrection. There are a couple other verses that do mention Peter, but I know there's a lot, but I'm not going to go through it. So it's just these two. So it fully confirms that Catholicism is the dominant religion within the Christian Church. It is the one and only true universal apostolic church, and that the center of the church is in Rome, Italy. So this proves once again that the papacy did start did start by Jesus in 33 AD, making Peter Pope and having him to govern and lead his flock. So Catholicism and the Catholic Church are the one and only true dominant church in the world. It is the one and only universal and apostolic church. So this proves the Catholic Church is the one and only true church in the world. Jesus is the way, the life, and the truth through him. And it's Peter's job to lead. So I hope you did learn something from this. This is my first time doing a Bible studies video. So tell me what you think in the comments below. Like I said, I'm doing my best to interpret and and to interpret these two verses that I just read from the Gospels of Matthew and John, confirming the existence of the papacy in Rome. So just tell me what you think. Again, this is my first time. All I simply ask nicely, is to be fair on my first time doing this. It is all that I'm asking you. So tell me what you think. Like the video, subscribe to the video, hit the notification bell beside it, and let me know what you think. Okay, so this was my first Bible studies video on Gospels of Matthew and John, Saint Matthew chapter 16 verse 18 through 19, and John chapters 21 15 through 17. Okay, then this wraps it up for today. So subscribe for more Bible study videos, and I hope you learned something from this very first time. Take care now. Bye.